Chuck Dupree. Chuck, you are first in the live chat. Let me get your entry into my June contest. Thanks for popping in today, Chuck. Let's see. All right. All right, I've got you entered into my contest free giveaway for June 2020. Got what's up, Tom? Getting ready to do the 1991, the official complete set for Major League Baseball, the real one. 792 cards in this set. It's been that way for a little while, but as we get into the later years here, we will see that in later on in the 90s, the sets, some of the sets do get smaller. That's when I think they were having a drop in after the big junk wax era there. They had to scale things back, and now, of course, with baseball up until last year doing so well and all that, they brought the sets back up into the higher numbers, but not quite up to 792. But awesome nonetheless. So we will be getting into, right at 10:30 sharp here, we'll be getting into our new content at hand for today. And that's all I have today. I have no family mail call today, so we'll just be reviewing the year in baseball for 1990 and then get into showing the cards for this set. Who won? It was Wesley Tonneson. Wesley Tonneson won last Saturday. It's always the last Saturday of the month, unless the last day of the month ends up on during a weekday. Then we'll do it on the very last day of the month, unless it's on a weekend. So since the 31st was on Sunday this last month, that's why I did it Saturday. So it's the last day of my scheduled lives before the end of the month. In case you're wondering how that works, it's all explained on my About Me tab. But yeah, Wesley Tonneson, you can go back. I think it's the 1 hour and 40 minute mark of last Saturday's video, in case you're wondering and want to go back and take a look at it, where I spun the wheel of names and it landed on Wesley Tonneson. So we're starting the wheel all over again this month with my Patreons being put on first. I only lost one so far, but I'm giving it a little bit more time. Sometimes the payment comes in a little bit later for one of the Patreon members. But yes, Hunter Buscher's in the house. How you doing there, Hunter? Nice to have you in the stream here this morning. All right. So other than that, we are doing well today. Just reviewing to see if some of my other channel members are online on their Facebook pages. Just trying to check things out here. I don't see many, and some are always watching, so. But it shows we do have 5 people in the stream, and that's fine. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, people do not necessarily chat in the stream. If they're working or at work, they usually sometimes just watch in the background, which is fine with me. At least then I get my content at least listened to or watched. So that is always very nice. So hopefully everybody is having a great and wonderful day today. This midweek Wednesday. Let's see. One thing I guess I could throw out there is I am having my monthly sale this coming Saturday at 10 a.m. I'll put in the descriptions each day this week mentioning the sale, and I will talk about it in the live and in the end of the stream. All right, Riffzor, how you doing? Thanks for popping into the stream there, Rivzor. Trying to figure out how to say that one for sure. I'm sure it means something. But thanks for popping into the stream here, sir. Appreciate you being here. Again, if you can, give me the thumbs up in the stream. And then promptly at 10:30, we'll get into our content at hand. Again, we are going to go over the 1991 baseball card set. It's set up right in the back here, all 792 cards. We will go through these and I will share them with you. In the interim, we'll leave this box here to show the content at hand that we are going to go through. You can probably hear my municipal airport in the background. You can probably hear that in the background there, going through. Okay. Anybody else? Doing good, thanks. You can call me Riffs. Kind of like RIFFS. Riffs. Sounds like RC planes. Remote control. I don't know for sure what Riffs does. I don't remember seeing any comment into any of my videos like he's, but I know I've seen you in the channel before. But make sure you check him out if you get a chance. Maybe I don't have any mods in the channel today right yet. So without further ado, we do have 2 minutes to go before our content at hand. I always like to hop in a few minutes early just to get a few people in the stream. All right, we've got 7 people in the stream and 7 thumbs up. So I appreciate everybody giving me the thumbs up. Other than that, we will get into the history for 1990 baseball MLB season. And then after that, we will go through and highlight the baseball cards. I'm just a baseball card fan. I haven't collected any cards for a couple of decades. Well, there are a bunch of the people in my channel that have done the same thing. Steven's Cards, how you doing? Cards in, there's one of my mods. Cards in my car with R. Posada. How you doing there, Robert? Hopefully things are doing well with you down in California there. Hopefully you're staying safe and behaving yourself. All right. So it's nice people come in and they say hello to each other. We got about 1 more minute here, and then we'll switch over and get into our content at hand here for the 1990 Major League Baseball season. Ethan H. Hey, how you doing there, Ethan H? One of my Cubbies fans here. So again, we will be having a sale this Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 12 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Mountain, and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So without further ado, it is 10:30, so I'm going to refresh my chat here. So I put a marker on there so I know where I left off. Cardinals. Oh, Cardinals fan 1990 is in the house. There you go. Today is the son's birthday. Have a blessed day for sure. Okay, you take care there, Steven. If you can't stick around, I understand. Do one more quick refresh there. So the 1990 Major League Baseball season. Of course, in Major League Baseball that year, the World Series was the Cincinnati Reds and the Oakland Athletics. The League Championship Series, which was covered on CBS, was the Boston Red Sox in the East and the Oakland Athletics in the West. And Oakland took that series 4-0. And then in the East for the National League was the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the West was the Cincinnati Reds. And the Cincinnati Reds won that series 4-2. Heading into the World Series, that was also covered by CBS. And the American League Oakland Athletics did not win any games, and Cincinnati in the National League swept the World Series 4-0. So the American League Championship Series MVP was Dave Stewart. The National League Championship Series co-MVPs was Rob Dibble and Randy Myers. And then the All-Star Game that year, July 10th at Wrigley Field. That's one day after my birthday. American League won that game 2-0 with Julio Franco being the MVP. All right, some of the awards and honors that year was in the Baseball Hall of Fame, Joe Morgan and Jim Palmer. Most valuable player for the year was Rickey Henderson with the Oakland Athletics for the American League, and Barry Bonds with the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League. The Cy Young Award winners that year were Bob Welch with the Oakland Athletics, the American League, and Doug Drabek with the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League. The Rookie of the Year was Sandy Alomar Jr. with the Cleveland Indians, and David Justice with the Atlanta Braves. The Manager of the Year awards went to Jeff Torborg with the Chicago White Sox, and Jim Leyland with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we have the Woman Executive of the Year, Major or Minor League, was Leanne Pagliai, Riverside Red Wave, California League. And then the Gold Glove Award winners for 1990 was Mark McGwire, first base for the American League, Harold Reynolds, second base for the American League, Kelly Gruber, third base for the American League, Ozzie Guillén, shortstop, Gary Pettis, Ellis Burks, and Ken Griffey Jr. for the outfielders, Sandy Alomar Jr. as catcher, and Mike Boddicker was the pitcher for the Gold Glove Award winners in 1990. So without further ado, we will get into the events of 1990 throughout the year. Let me pop into the chat real quick here. Thank you, fellas. He has had baseball and football conditioning this morning. Now at the lake with buddies, feels like normal again. That's cool. 90 or 91. Stevens cards, 90. Chuck Dupree, 91 set though. Yes. Well, if you kind of know how baseball and the baseball card community does go, the cards in this set were actually from 1990, because they'll have all the stats through the 1990 season. So that's why pretty much, and then usually by the end of the year, they will, they might throw the cards from, at least the newer years they do for sure, cards from the American League and National League, World Series, Future Stars, things of that nature will all get added into the end of the year for the complete set at that time. They'll come out like Series 1, Series 2, but that's pretty much how they do it. So that's why I'm doing the history for the year before, because that's what the cards are based on, but the set actually came out in 1991. So you look on the cards, you'll see on the back, all right, like this one here, Nolan Ryan with the Rangers through the 1990 season with his stats all the way through 1990. So at that point in his career, this is card number 1 for him, he had a total of 4,990.1, or 1/3 innings pitched. So no doubt in 1991 when he, I don't believe he retired yet, because I know he made the 5,000 mark next year. So we'll probably have some highlight cards in the 1992 set for the year 1991. So there we go, exactly. A reflection of the previous year. Thanks, Stevens. Appreciate you putting that in there. And for now, I will take care of that little matter right there. Okay? So, thanks. Appreciate that, Stevens. So let's get into our events for the 1990 year in baseball. Okay? Let me do a refresh in the chat real quick here so I know where I left off. And every few months here, probably every quarter, I'll take a pop in the chat and see if anything's gone on. So in January, on January 9th, Jim Palmer, a 3-time American League Cy Young Award winner, and Joe Morgan, a 2-time National League MVP, are elected to the Hall of Fame by the Baseball Writers Association of America in their first year of eligibility. The Major League Baseball Players Association sends a letter to all clubs advising them that spring camps will not be opened. In February 15th of that year, a 32-day lockout begins as Major League Baseball owners refuse to open spring training camp without reaching a new baseball agreement with players. The regular season is delayed 1 week due to the lockout. Okay, and then in March 16th, the MLB Commissioner Fay Vincent announces a new 4-year agreement between 1990 and 1993. The CBA-7. The agreement may be reopened by either the Players Association or team owners after 3 years. As well as the minimum salary is raised to $100,000 from $68,000. Besides, the pension benefit plan contribution by the owners increased to an average of $55 million over 4 years, while the salary arbitration eligibility stayed at 3 years. But the top 17% of 2-year players by service time are also now eligible as free agents, better known as Super 2. The eligibility represents about 15 players per year. All right, let me pop in the chat here real quick. And I'm particularly fond of 1990 because I'm a Reds fan. This was our wire-to-wire year. Cool. English teacher in France. How are you doing there in France there, English teacher? It's nice to see you popping in here. Hello, dear. How are you? Me and my wife are both doing fine. Everything is going good. She's still not returned to work yet. She should have this week and next week off, and probably the week after that. I think they're lifting some of the restrictions so that she'll be able to go back to work herself. She's kind of excited for that. She's been kind of teasing and hemming and hawing with me that she's gaining weight while she's been at home and not doing as much. There's only so much stuff you can do in the house, but at least she's been keeping busy with going in our backyard and working on our garden and just different things like that to keep busy. But I appreciate you being here today, English teacher in France. Appreciate that. Don't forget, thumbs up in the chat for me. I'd really appreciate that. Let me get into our next quarter in our 1990 MLB season. So in April 11th at Anaheim Stadium, California Angels pitchers Mark Langston with 7 innings and Mike Witt with 2 innings combined a no-hit against the Seattle Mariners, 1-0 for their first combined no-hitter in the major leagues since 1976. It is Langston's first start for the Angels since signing as a free agent in the offseason. Angels first baseman Wally Joyner makes an error in the 5th inning when he overthrows Langston on Pete O'Brien's grounder. O'Brien tries for second base, not realizing that the catcher, Lance Parrish, backs up the play, and he is out. On April 14th, CBS officially assumes the role as Major League Baseball's network broadcaster, particularly succeeding both ABC and NBC under a 4-year deal through the end of the 1993 season, with coverage of the Chicago Cubs at Pittsburgh and Los Angeles at Houston. On April 20th, Pete Rose pleads guilty to 2 charges of filing false income tax returns, not showing income he receives from selling autographs. memorabilia, and from horse racing winnings. After retiring for the first 26 Oakland Athletics batters, Brian Holman loses a perfect game when Ken Phelps hits a home run in an eventual 6-1 Seattle Mariners win. On April 26th, Nolan Ryan pitches a one-hitter and sets a Texas Rangers record with 16 strikeouts in a 1-0 win over the Chicago White Sox. It is also the 12th career one-hitter for Ryan, which ties him with Major League Baseball leader Bob Feller, as well as his 200th career home game with at least 10 strikeouts. Then on May 22nd, Andre Dawson of the Chicago Cubs is intentionally walked by the Cincinnati Reds, pitching 5 times, becoming the first player to do so in Major League Baseball history. And then in the month of June 2nd, at the Kingdome, Randy Johnson of the Seattle Mariners no-hits the Detroit Tigers 2-0. The no-hitter is the first in both Mariner and Kingdome history. On June 6th, the highest profile manager firing of the 1990 season happens when the New York Yankees fire Bucky Dent before a game against their rivals at Fenway Park, where he hit his famous 3-run home run in a one-game playoff game in 1978, making Fenway Park the scene of his greatest moment as a player and worst moment as a manager. On June 11th, Nolan Ryan pitches the 6th no-hitter of his career by defeating the Oakland Athletics in Oakland 5-0. Then on June 14th, Flag Day, it is announced that the National League expands by 2 teams for the 1993 season. And then June 29th, for the first time in Major League history, 2 no-hitters are thrown on the same day in both leagues. Dave Stewart for the Oakland Athletics no-hits his future team, the Toronto Blue Jays, at Skydome. And then hours later, Dodger pitcher Fernando Valenzuela no-hit the St. Louis Cardinals at Dodger Stadium. Pop in the chat. Stevens is just saying hello to English teacher. Yeah, make sure you check out her channel. She is an awesome content creator. A little bit different than our baseball community, but hence her title. She is an English teacher in France. However, she is a Filipino, or a Filipina. Let me correct that, okay, English teacher? I don't know for sure if you're still here, but she is an English teacher in France, and she is a Filipina. For those that don't know and aren't familiar with my channel, my wife is also a Filipina. Okay, so let me do a refresh on the chat and get into our next quarter on our content here. Let me take a sip of water real quick here. All right, so in the month of July 1st, while no longer recognized as such, the New York Yankees' Andy Hawkins pitches a no-hitter at Old Comiskey Park. However, walks and errors lead to 4 unearned runs as the Chicago White Sox win 4-0. Hawkins pitches for the visiting team and pitches only 8 innings since there are no bottom of the ninth. July 5th, Whitey Herzog quits his 11th year as manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. He has a 1,281 win and 1,125 loss record with a .532 winning percentage. Record in 18 years as manager, including stints with the Texas Rangers, the California Angels, and the Kansas City Royals. On July 10th, 6 American League pitchers combined for a 2-hitter and a 2-0 victory over the National League in a rain-delayed All-Star game at Wrigley Field. Texas Rangers second baseman Julio Franco drives in both runs in the 7th inning and is named MVP. Then on July 12th, Barry Bonds hits his 100th career home run. Melito Perez of the Chicago White Sox no-hits the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium 8-0. However, the game is called after 6 innings by rain. Perez's no-hitter avenges Andy Hawkins' no-no back on July 1st. Coincidentally, Hawkins is the losing pitcher for New York in Perez's game. Then on July 17th, the Minnesota Twins turn 2 triple plays in a single game. The first time that's been accomplished in the major leagues against the Boston Red Sox, yet still lose the game 1-0 in an unearned run. The following night, the two clubs tie a major league record by turning a combined 10 double plays in their games. Another Boston victory. Boston ties an American League record by grounding into 6 double plays in the 9-inning game. Then on July 19th, Pete Rose is sentenced to 5 months in medium security prison camp at the United States Penitentiary in Marion, Illinois, and fined $50,000 following his April 20th guilty plea of 2 charges of filing false income tax returns and not showing income he receives from selling autographs, memorabilia, and from horse race winnings. In July 31st, Nolan Ryan of the Texas Rangers earns his 300th career win against the Milwaukee Brewers. Let me pop in the chat here real quick. I'm subbed. Videos by a lovely lady with beautiful backgrounds and settings. Well, yeah, of course, France is a beautiful country. All right, Bradley Moore. Hello, fellas. All right there, Bradley. Kevin's Ministry and More. Some might remember Kevin here as Kevin's Card Collecting and More. He's restructuring his channel into more of what he wants it to be. Okay, so good morning, Donald and everyone. I'm in and out again today, but I have your stream playing. No problem. Thanks a lot, Kevin. I know you're at work and just watching in the background. All right, Trent is here. Welcome to the jungle. Thanks for popping into the stream here, Trent. I'm going to get back into our history lesson for the 1990 MLB season. All right, so in August of 1990, August 3rd, against the Philadelphia Phillies at Veterans Stadium, Doug Drabek of the Pittsburgh Pirates has a no-hitter broken up with 2 out in the 9th. Sil Campusano, who had not even been in the starting lineup, breaks up the bid with a single to right. The hit is the only one Drabek will allow in the Pirates' 11-0 victory. The no-hitter would have been the Pirates' first since John Candelaria in 1976. And then August 15th at Veterans Stadium, Terry Mulholland of the Philadelphia Phillies no-hits the San Francisco Giants 6-0. August 21st at Dodger Stadium, the Philadelphia Phillies overcome a 10-run deficit to defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers 12-11 after the Dodgers score 8 runs in the 5th inning and take an 11-1 lead. The Phillies score twice in the 8th and 5 more runs in the 9th before John Kruk ties the game with a 3-run home run. A double by Carmelo Martinez scores Rod Booker to complete the comeback. August 25th, in the 4th inning of a 14-4 victory over the Oakland Athletics at Tiger Stadium, Cecil Fielder of the Detroit Tigers, battling against Dave Stewart, hits a home run that clears the left field roof. The home run is the 3rd overall and the first by a Tiger to clear the left field roof. Harmon Killebrew hits a home run over the roof in 1962 and Frank Howard in 1968. On August 27th at the Cleveland Stadium, Boston Red Sox outfielder Ellis Burks hits 2 home runs in an 8-run 4th inning of a 12-4 victory over the Indians. It's only the 2nd time a Red Sox hitter homers twice in an inning. Bill Reagan is the first on June 6th in 1928. And then August 31st, Ken Griffey and his son, Ken Griffey Jr., start for the Seattle Mariners in a game against the Kansas City Royals. It marks the first time a father-son ever play in the same major league game. You know what that means for next year's set, right? All right. Oh, actually, yeah, no, 1990. So they're actually, that's right, in this set. What am I saying? I'm thinking backwards myself. All right, so September 2nd, after coming close to numerous on numerous occasions, Dave Stieb of the Toronto Blue Jays hurls his team's first and so far only no-hitter, blanking the Cleveland Indians 3-0 at Cleveland Stadium. September 3rd, reliever Bobby Thigpen sets a Major League season record with his 47th save of the year in a 4-2 Chicago White Sox victory over the Kansas City Royals. The previous record was set by Dave Rickey of the New York Yankees in the 1986 season. On September 14th, Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. hit back-to-back home runs in a 7-5 loss to the California Angels. Pitcher Kirk McCaskill gives up the historic home runs. On September 15th, Bobby Thigpen of the Chicago White Sox saves his 50th game, becoming the first pitcher to reach that mark. The White Sox defeat the Boston Red Sox 7-5. On September 19th at Wrigley Field, Barry Bonds of the Pittsburgh Pirates becomes a first-time member of the 30-30 Club, batting in the 5th inning of the Pirates' 8-7 victory over the Chicago Cubs. Bonds, who had stolen his 49th base earlier in the game, hits his 30th home run off Cub pitcher Bill Long. Bonds will go on to tie his father, Bobby, for most 30 home run, 30 stolen base seasons with 5. Then on September 22nd, Andre Dawson of the Chicago Cubs steals his 300th base in an 11-5 loss to the New York Mets, becoming only the second player in Major League history with 300 home runs, 300 steals, and 2,000 hits. Willie Mays is the first, though they are later joined by Barry Bonds. On September 29th, while waiting through a rain delay, the Cincinnati Reds watched the Los Angeles Dodgers lose to the San Francisco Giants 4-3, which clinches the National League West division for the Reds. The Reds are the first National League team to lead their division wire to wire since the inception of the 162-game season. And then on September 30th, Harold Reynolds of the Seattle Mariners grounds out second baseman Scott Fletcher to first baseman Steve Lyons, giving the Chicago White Sox a 2-1 victory in the final game to ever be played at historic Comiskey Park. Bobby Thigpen is on the mound to earn his 57th save, establishing a Major League record for saves in a season. Pop in the chat here. Looks like Stevens is saying, "Hi Bradley, hey Trent, hey Kevin. My wife just found Bowman at Walmart." Oh, you're doing better than me. I went to both Target and Walmart yesterday, and they didn't have much of anything. They had a box of sticker cards for the 2020 sticker cards, but I'm like, I don't really like the sticker cards. Then Chuck says, "Hey Kevin, does anyone think we'll ever see a 50-50 player?" I don't know about that. We got to find a young, spry speed demon on the mount in the games. So we'll see. You never know. First off, they have to start playing baseball again. And I don't think it's going to happen this season. That's for sure. I don't even know if we're going to have a season this year at the rate things are going. All right. So let me refresh my chat here and get moving into the next portion. So October 3rd, a day for batting champions. George Brett became the first player to win a batting title in 3 straight decades. Brett went 1-for-1 in a 5-2 Kansas City loss to Cleveland. Brett also won the American League batting title in 76 and 80. Willie McGee became the first player to win a batting title in a league he didn't finish. He was in Oakland when he won the title when Dave Magadan of the New York Mets failed to catch him on the season's final day. On October 20th, the talk of the Oakland Athletics dynasty is proven premature as the Cincinnati Reds beat Oakland 2-1 to complete one of the most stunning sweeps in World Series history. Series MVP Jose Rijo, to an 2-0 with a .59 ERA, retires 20 batters in a row. Randy Myers getting the last 2 outs to give the Reds their first World Championship since 1976. Not joining the celebration at the end is Eric Davis, who ruptures his kidney diving for a ball during the game and is taken to the hospital. It takes Davis several days to fully recover. Okay. So in November 6th, Atlanta Braves David Justice was named National League Rookie of the Year. November 8th, after 8 up and down years with the New York Mets, Darryl Strawberry signs a 5-year contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers. On November 19th, Pittsburgh Pirates' Barry Bonds won his first National League MVP. And then November 20th, the Oakland Athletics' Rickey Henderson was named the American League MVP. And then November 23rd, former Boston Red Sox, Philadelphia Phillies, and Cincinnati Reds catcher Bo Diaz, as everybody mostly knows him, is crushed to death when a rooftop satellite dish topples over at his home in Venezuela, and he was 37. Then on December 5th, in a blockbuster deal to the Toronto Blue Jays, they send Tony Fernandez and Fred McGriff to the San Diego Padres for Roberto Alomar and Joe Carter. December 6th, at Herman Drabek autograph auctions in New York City, shoeless Joe Jackson's signature is sold for $23,100. I think it was that. It kind of has another apostrophe there. I don't know if it might have been $23 million. The most money ever paid for a 19th or 20th century signature. Jackson, who did not read or write, copied the signature from one written out by his wife. The signature, which is resold within hours, is cut from a legal document. All right, on December 18th, the National League announces the 6th finalist cities for the 2 expansion clubs that joined the league in 1993. Buffalo, Denver, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Washington, D.C. So that takes care of our events for the 1990 MLB season. So let me get back into, oops, that didn't do good. Accidentally popped a different tab there. Let me go through. And that's right, punctuation does matter. maybe somebody out there might know what the total amount for that shoeless Jackson autograph went for. All right, so let me get up here real quick. Back into the stream on my computer so we can get into the content at hand here of going through this baseball card set. Chuck says laugh out loud. No problem. I do that quite frequently, so numbers make it seem likely. Need to create our own league, like in Married with Children. This story is like music to my ears. It was the year I graduated. I remember just about all of this. Emotional year. Pete went to jail. That's right. Pete Rose went to jail. Bo got killed. Crazy Donald talked about Bo. And not Crazy Donald. Crazy comma Donald. Punctuation matters. Oh my. We have fun in the chat, don't we? It's always fun. So I'm going to move this box out of the way, and then we're going to get into our content by reviewing this baseball card set. So let me move one thing out of the way off to the side here. I didn't quite set up properly there. Get the box set up so I can put the cards in when we go through the stacks. And so there we have it, guys. We have our complete set here in stacks of 100, with the last one only having, of course, 92 cards. But we will get in here and go through these cards in this set. So let me, only because it's easier for me to just do like 25 cards at a time, provided I can get them separated into stacks of 25 in a semi sort of easy fashion here. And of course, this year with Topps they were celebrating 40 years of baseball. So that's why they have the little 40 years of baseball emblem on there. All right. So here we go as we go through this. I found out the other day that the house I live at now, Lenny Dykstra, used to live beside. That is pretty cool. Bo got killed. Yes. Robert, there is a 12% chance something illegal is buried on that premise. Oh, my word. Oh, boy. Drama in the baseball world, for sure. All right, so here we go. Card number 1 in this set is a Nolan Ryan with the Texas Rangers. And that's the one I showed you when we were doing a slight preview earlier when I was talking about the sets. You can see this goes through the 1990 stats for sure. But number 1 is the Nolan Ryan card. Then we have the record breakers here. Anyone know who that one is? That is George Brett. George Brett. Okay. Next we have, I believe that's the Philadelphia Phillies, and that is, no, the Carlton Fisk. All right. Carlton Fisk with the White Sox, I believe. All right. And then the next record breaker is, it looks like a pinstripe, a New York Yankee, and that is Kevin Mass. Kevin Mass, or Mace. All right, then we got, oh, there we go. That's a Cal Ripken Jr. That's a Cal Ripken Jr. I recognize that face there on that one. Cal Ripken Jr. miscues on grounder, ends streak of 95 consecutive errorless games by Cal Ripken Jr. Then we got, oh, there we go, Texas Rangers, and then another Nolan Ryan. Yep, another Nolan Ryan, card number 6 in the set. Then we've got our next one, Chicago Cubs. Who do we got there? Ryan Sandberg with the Texas Rangers. Then we've got the next record breaker here, and that is going to be Bobby Thigpen with the White Sox. All right. Then we go back to normal cards after we got through those. So we do have now here Darren Fletcher with the Philadelphia Phillies. Greg Olson with the Orioles. Roberto Kelly with the Yankees. Paul Assenmacher with the Cubs. Mariano Duncan with the Reds. Dennis Lamp with the Red Sox. Von Hayes with the Philadelphia Phillies. Mike Heath with the Tigers. Okay, Jeff Brantley with the Giants. Nelson Liriano with the Twins. Jeff Robinson with the Yankees. Pedro Guerrero with the Cardinals. Joe Morgan with the Red Sox. Manager card. Storm Davis with the Royals. Jim Ganter with the Brewers. Dave Martinez with the Expos. Tim Belcher with the Dodgers. Okay. Get into our next 25 card bundle here. All right, next we have Luis Soho with the Blue Jays. Bobby Witt with the Rangers. Alvaro Espinosa with the Yankees. Bob Walk with the Pirates. Greg Jeffries with the Mets. Colby Ward with the Indians. Mike Sims with the Astros. Barry Jones with the White Sox. Atlee Hammaker with the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin. Greg Maddux with the Cubs. Donnie Hill with the Angels. Tom Bolton with the Red Sox. Scott Bradley with the Mariners. Jim Needlinger with the Dodgers. Kevin Mitchell with the Giants. Ken Daly with the Cardinals. Chris Hoyles with the Orioles. Roger McDowell with the Phillies. Mike Felder with the Brewers. Chris Sabo, there we go, Chris Sabo. You can see him with his famous glasses on there. All right. Tim Drummond with the Twins. Brooke Jacoby with the Indians. Dennis Boyd with the Expos. Pat Borders with the Blue Jays. And Bob Welch with the Athletics. That's our first 50 cards there. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see, what do we got in the chat here? Bo Diaz got killed by his own satellite dish. Yeah, down in South America, I believe it was, or Central America. Oh, Diaz, I'm sorry, when I hear Bo, I think of Bo Jackson. I would too, plus it happened in Mexico or Central America, not much news about it. Stepped away for a second and didn't hear which Bo. No problem there, Chuck. That's, again, old history from 1990, but sad nonetheless for anybody to have to die like that. All right, then we've got Art Howe with the Astros, manager guard. Francisco Oliveras with the Giants. Mike Sharperson with the Dodgers. Gary Melky with the Rangers. Jeffrey Leonard with the Mariners. Seattle Mariners. Where's left behind? Jeff Barnett with the Braves. Jack Howell with the Angels. Mel Stoudemire with the Royals. Eric Yelding with the Astros. Frank Viola with the Mets. Stan Javier with the Dodgers. Lee Gutterman with the Yankees. Milt Thompson with the Cardinals. Tom Herr with the Mets. Bruce Hurst with the Padres. Kevin's card collecting. Terry Kennedy with the Giants. Rick Honeycutt with the Athletics. Gary Sheffield with the Brewers. Steve Wilson with the Cubs. Ellis Burks with the Red Sox. Jim Ocker with the Blue Jays. Junior Ortiz with the Twins. Craig Worthington with the Orioles. Shane Andrews with the Expos. Jack Morris with the Tigers. All right. Go into our next 25 cards in the set. All right. Then we've got Jerry Brown with the Indians. Drew Hall with the Expos. Gino Petralli with the Rangers. Frank Thomas. There we go. Frank Thomas with the White Sox. Fernando Valenzuela. He has been around forever. Cito Gaston, manager for the Blue Jays. Tom Glavine with the Braves. Darryl Boston with the Mets. Bob McClure with the Angels. Jesse Barfield with the Yankees. Les Lancaster with the Cubs. Tracy Jones with the Seattle Mariners. Bob Tewksbury with the Cardinals. Darren Dalton with the Phillies. Danny Tartabull with the Royals. Greg Colburn with the Expos. Danny Jackson with the Reds. Ivan Calderon with the White Sox. John Dobson with the Red Sox. Paul Molitor with the Milwaukee Brewers. Trevor Wilson with the Giants. Brady Anderson with the Orioles. Sergio Valdez with the Indians. Chris Gwynn. I'm thinking that's probably Tony Gwynn's brother or relative or something. And then Chasing Donnie Baseball, number 100 in the first stack of the set. So put those in the box there. move on to our next 100 cards in the set. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. First 25 cards there. Boom. Good pick on that one for the next 25. And all right, let's go through this next stack of cards here. All right, we got Bob Ducey with the Blue Jays, Gene Larkin with the Twins, Tim Costco. Tim Costco? Wonder if he's part of the Costco family. Don Robinson with the Giants, Kevin McReynolds with the Mets, Ed Nunez with the Tigers, Luis Polonia with the Angels, Matt Young with the Seattle Mariners, Greg Riddick with the Padres, Tom Henke with the Blue Jays, Andre Thomas with the Braves, Frank DePino with the Cardinals, Carl Everett with the Yankees, Lance Dixon with the Cubs, Hubie Brooks with the Dodgers, Mark Davis with the Royals, Deion James with the Indians, Tom Edens with the Brewers, Carl Nichols with the Astros, Joe Carter with the Padres, Eric King with the White Sox, Paul O'Neill with the Reds, Greg Harris with the Red Sox, Randy Bush with the Twins, and Steve Bedrosian with the Giants. Our first 25 cards in the stack. Get into stack number 2 here, or part number 2. Bernard Gilkey with the Cardinals, Joe Price with the Orioles. There we go. Travis Fryman with the Tigers, Mark Eichhorn with the Angels, Ozzie Smith with the Cardinals. There is our first checklist, number 1 of 6. All right. And then we've got Jamie Quirk with the Athletics, Greg Briley with the Seattle Mariners, Kevin Elser with the Mets, Jerome Walton with the Cubs, Dave Schmidt with the Expos, Randy Reedy with the Phillies, Jamie Moyer with the Rangers, Jeff Treadway with the Braves, Fred McGriff with the Blue Jays, Nick Laiva with the Phillies manager, Kurt Wilkerson with the Cubs, John Smiley with the Pirates, Dave Henderson with the Athletics, Lou Whitaker with the Tigers, Dan Plesac with the Brewers, Carlos Baerga with the Indians. Then we've got Ray Palacios with the Royals, Al Osuna with the Astros, and Cal Ripken Jr. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. All right. So, our third part of the stack. Tom Browning with the Reds, Mickey Hatcher with the Dodgers, Brian Harvey with the Angels, Jay Buhner with the Seattle Mariners. There we go. Dwight Evans with the Red Sox, Carlos Martinez with the White Sox, John Schmaltzy with the Atlanta Braves, Jose Uribe with the Giants, Joe Bover with the Phillies, Vince Coleman with the Cardinals, Tim Leary with the Yankees, Ozzie Canseco with the Athletics, Dave Johnson with the Orioles, Edgar Diaz with the Brewers. Sandy Alomar Jr. with the Gold Cup card. Harold Baines with the Athletics. Randy Tomlin with the Pirates. John Olerud with the Blue Jays. Luis Aquino with the Royals. Then we've got Carlton Fisk with the White Sox. Tony La Russa, Athletics manager. Pete Incavlia with the Rangers. Jason Grimsley with the Phillies. Ken Caminetti with the Astros. And Jack Armstrong with the Reds. Okay. Moving into the last part, the fourth part of the stack. John Orton with the Angels. Reggie Harris with the Athletics. Dave Valle with the Seattle Mariners. All right, let me finish this up, and then I'll go back up into the chat. So Pete Harnish with the Orioles. Tony Gwynn, shout out to Kevin for the San Diego Padres. Dwayne Ward with the Blue Jays. Junior Noboa with the Expos. Clay Parker with the Tigers. Gary Green with the Rangers. Joe McGreen with the Cardinals. Rod Booker with the Phillies. Greg Catarat with the Yankees. Damon Berryhill with the Cubs. Darryl Irvine with the Red Sox. Matt Williams with the Giants. Willie Blair with the Blue Jays. Rob Deere with the Brewers. Felix Furman with the Indians. Xavier Hernandez with the Astros. Wally Joyner with the Angels. Jim Vatcher with the Braves. Chris Nabholz with the Expos. R.J. Reynolds with the Pirates. Mike Hartley with the Dodgers. And Darryl Strawberry with the New York Mets. Rounds out the fourth part of that stack. Now on to stack number 3. All right, let's see here. See how close I can get to the 75 here. Oh, there we go. Good pick. Good pick for sure there. And the 50. Oh, another good pick. Mark Lemke, and pretty close. I didn't think I could get 3 for 3, but pretty close there. All right, so let's start off with the top of the stack. First part of the stack, Tom Kelly, Twins manager. Jim Leyritz with the Yankees. Gene Harris with the Seattle Mariners. Oh, I forgot to go in the chat, didn't I? Let me pop up here real quick and get up to date with the chat. Big Hurt. A guy from my high school played behind Thomas in Triple-A for a while. Juan Thomas. I saw Juan Thomas play Single-A, and I have his autograph. That's cool. He played for the South Bend Silverhawks. Don't look him up now. He got charged and possibly did some heinous stuff. Oh, wow, seriously? I always wondered what happened to him. He was an absolute beast. Yeah, unfortunately, Baines. Be right back. Hunter Buescher, Donald Blomdahl, the best rookie in that set is the Chipper Jones rookie card. We will be seeing that down the pike. Big Hurt, best known for playing for the Oakland A's. All right. Get up, refresh the chat, get back to going through the cards. All right. All right. So here we go. Gene Harris with the Seattle Mariners. Herm Winningham with the Reds. Mike Perez with the Cardinals. Carlos Quintana with the Red Sox. Gary Wayne with the Twins. Willie Wilson with the Royals. Ken Howell with the Phillies. Lance Parrish with the Angels. Brian Barnes with the Expos. Steve Finley with the Orioles. Frank Wills with the Blue Jays. Joe Girardi with the Cubs. Dave Smith with the Astros. Greg Gagne with the Twins. Chris Bosio with the Brewers. Rick Parker with the Giants. Jack McDowell with the White Sox. Tim Welch with the Expos. Don Slutt with the Pirates. Brian McRae with the Royals. Alan Anderson with the Twins. Juan Gonzalez with the Rangers. And there we go, Randy Johnson with the Seattle Mariners. This was early. This was his second year card. No, that's right. He started with the Expos. This is his 4th year card. Played 2 years for the Expos, then a bunch of years with the Mariners before he went to Arizona. Randy Johnson. All right. Next, part 2 in the stack. Alfredo Griffin with the Dodgers. Steve Avery with the Braves. Rex Hudler with the Cardinals. Rance Mulliniks with the Blue Jays. There we go. Sid Fernandez with the Mets. Doug Rader with the Angels manager card. Jose De Jesus with the Phillies. Al Leader with the Blue Jays. Scott Erickson with the Twins. Dave Parker with the Brewers. Frank Tanana with the Tigers. Rick Cerrone with the Yankees. Mike Dunn with the Padres. Darren Lewis with the Athletics. Mike Scott with the Astros. Dave Clark with the Cubs. Mike Lacoste with the Giants. Lance Johnson with the White Sox. Here we've got Mike Jeffcoat with the Rangers. Cal Daniels with the Dodgers. Kevin Wickender with the Indians. Jody Reed with the Red Sox. Then we've got Tom Gordon. That's the Gordon's dad. I'd like to get his rookie card and match it up with his son's rookie card. Cool. Bob Melvin with the Orioles. I will be having some father-son duos in this coming Saturday's sale. Dennis Eckersley with the Athletics rounds out our second part for this stack. I'll get this down by the time we get ready to finish up the series. All right, so we got Mark Lemke with the Braves. Mel Rojas with the Expos. Gary Templeton with the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin. Sean Bosky with the Cubs. Brian Downing with the Angels. Greg Hibbert with the White Sox. Tom O'Malley with the Mets. Chris Hammond with the Reds. Hensley Mullins with the Yankees. Harold Reynolds with the Seattle Mariners. All right, Bud Harrelson with the Mets manager. Shout out to Frank's Card Corner. Tim Jones with the St. Louis Cardinals. Checklist number 2. Dave Hollins with the Phillies. Shout out to Dearman. There we go. Mark Kubica with the Royals. Carmelo Castillo with the Twins. MP and MC Fox down in Florida. Mark Knutson with the Brewers. Tom Brookins with the Indians. Joe Hesketh with the Red Sox. Mark McGwire with the Athletics. Omar Olivares with the Cardinals. Jeff King with the Pirates. Johnny Ray with the Angels. Ken Williams with the Blue Jays. And Alan Trammell with the Tigers. So there we go, our third part to the stack. Next is, we start off with a Seattle Mariner, Bill Swift. All right, Scott Kobal with the Rangers. Alex Fernandez with the White Sox, #1 draft pick. Jose Gonzalez with the Dodgers. Brett Saberhagen with the Royals. Larry Sheets with the Tigers. Don Carmen with the Phillies, Dearman 2019. Marquise Grissom with the Expos. Billy Spears with the Brewers. Jim Abbott with the Angels. Ken Oberkfell with the Astros, Hats McGee. Mark Grant with the Braves. That could be a bunch of Braves fans out there. SSP. Trying to think who else. There you go, third year card. His rookie was 1989. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Derek May with the Cubs. Jim Bertos with the Reds. Steve Sachs with the Yankees. John Watham, Royals manager. Bud Black with the Blue Jays. Jay Bell with the Pirates. Mike Moore with the Athletics. Rafael Palmeiro with the Rangers, 3-card collectors. Mark Williamson with the Orioles, Huber's card tricks, or Huber's trick shots. Huber's trick shots. Messed up the channel name there. Manny Lee with the Blue Jays. Omar Vizquel with the Seattle Mariners. Scott Radinsky with the White Sox, Gold Cup card, and Kirby Puckett. There we go. Kirby Puckett rounds up the third stack in the set. Okay. Put that up here. Let me get that box straightened out with the cards I put in there so far, and let's get into stack number 4, which brings us to the middle part of this set. Let's see. Boom. Got the first stack right there. One more card. There we go. The second stack right here. The third stack right there. Boom. All right. Let's go into part number 1 of stack 4. All right, Steve Farr with the Royals. There we go. Tim Teufel with the Mets. Mike Boddicker with the Red Sox. Shout out to Ethan's Elvis Covers and More. Kevin Reamer with the Rangers. Mike Cioso with the Dodgers. Alani Smith with the Braves. Andy Baines with the Padres. Kevin's card collecting. Tom Pagnozzi with the Cardinals. Robert's channel. Norm Carlton with the Reds. Gary Carter's Kids with the Giants. Jeff Pico with the Cubs. Charlie Hayes with Philadelphia Phillies, Durham 2019. Ron Robinson with the Brewers. 3-card collectors, and Gary Pettis for the Rangers. Roberto Alomar for the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin. Gene Nelson with the Athletics. Mike Fitzgerald with the Expos. Rick Aguilera with the Twins. Jeff McKnight with the Orioles. Tony Fernandez with the Blue Jays. Bob Rogers with the Expos manager. Terry Shumpert with the Royals. Corey Snyder with the Indians. Ron Kittle with the Orioles. And Brett Butler with the Giants. That's the first part of our 4th stack. Part number 2. Ken Patterson with the White Sox. Ron Hassey with the Athletics. Walt Terrell with the Tigers. Dave Justice with the Braves, Gold Cup card. Doc Gooden with the Mets. Eric Anthony with the Astros. Kenny Rogers with the Rangers. Chipper Jones. This is his draft pick card. Chipper Jones, draft pick card. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. This is what they consider his rookie card. Chipper Jones. Because all his stats on the back show his sophomore, junior, and senior year in high school. Boom, boom, boom. Card number 333. Nice number to remember for the Chipper Jones rookie card. Todd Bessinger with the Reds. Mitch Williams with the Cubs. Matt Noakes with the Yankees. There we go. Keith Comstock with the Seattle Mariners. Luis Rivera with the Red Sox. Larry Walker with the Expos Gold Cup card. Ramon Martinez with the Dodgers. John Moses with the Twins. Mickey Barandi with the Philadelphia Phillies. Jose Aquendo with the Cardinals. Jeff Russell with the Rangers. Len Dykstra with the Phillies. Jesse Orosco with the Indians. Greg Vaughn with the Brewers. Todd Stottlemyre with the Blue Jays. Dave Gallagher with the Orioles. And Glenn Davis with the Astros. Okay. Their second part of the fourth stack. Not much going on in the chat right now. That means you're enjoying just the content. That's fine. So the Cardinals, Joe Torre with the Cardinals, manager. Frank Witt with the Royals. Tony Castillo with the Braves. Sid Bream with the Pirates. Chili Davis with the Angels. Mike Marshall with the Red Sox. Jack Savage with the Twins. Mark Parent with the Padres. Chuck Carey with the Yankees. Rock Raines with the Expos. Scott Garrelts with the Giants. Hector Villanueva with the Cubs. Rick Mahler with the Reds. Dan Pasqua with the White Sox. Mike Schooler with the Seattle Mariners. All right, checklist number 3. Dave Walsh with the Dodgers. Felix Jose with the Cardinals, Gold Cup card. Steve Searcy with the Tigers. Kelly Gruber with the Blue Jays. Jeff Montgomery with the Royals. Spike Owens with the Expos. Darren Jackson with the Padres. Larry Cassian with the Twins. And Tony Pena with the Red Sox. Third part of our fourth stack. I think near the bottom of this one, we'll start into the All-Stars and continue it in the next stack. So Mike Hari with the Cubs. Gene Gonzalez with the Royals. Wilson Alvarez with the White Sox. Randy Velarde with the Yankees. Willie McGee with the Athletics. Okay. Jim Leyland with the Pirates, manager. Mackie Sasser with the Mets. Pete Smith with the Braves. Gerald Perry with the Royals. Mickey Tettleton with the Orioles. Cecil, here's the All-Star cards coming up. Looks like we'll finish it in the next stack. So Cecil Fielder for the American League. Olio Franco. Kelly Gruber. Alan Trammell. Jose Canseco. Rickey Henderson. Ken Griffey Jr. Carlton Fisk. Bob Welch. Chuck Finley. Bobby Thigpen. Now we go to the National League, which is Eddie Murray. Ryan Sandberg. Matt Williams. Barry Larkin. All-Star card. Rounds up that stack. All right. Just passing the halfway mark in the stack, in the set. See how we can do here. Boom, got the first one there. 50, up 51. One card off. Boom. And last but not least, boom. All right, so finishing off the Murray, Bobby Bonilla, Mike Ciosa, Doug Drabek, Frank Viola, John Franco. Now we're back into the regular cards in the set. All right, so Ernie Rouse with the Giants, Mike Stanley with the Rangers, Dave Righetti with the Yankees, Lance Blankenship with the Athletics, Dave Bergman with the Tigers, Terry Mulholland with the Phillies, Sammy Sosa with the White Sox, Rick Sutcliffe with the Cubs, Randy Milligan with the Orioles, Bill Kruger with the Brewers, Nick Asaski with the Braves, Jeff Reed with the Reds, Bobby Thigpen with the White Sox, Alex Cole with the Indians, Nick Russo with the Giants, Rafael Ramirez with the Astros, Calvin Schiraldi with the Padres, and Andy Van Slyke with the Pirates. Our first part of the fifth stack. Continuing on to part 2 in the stack. Okay, not much going on in the chat. Joe Green with the Angels, Rick Dempsey with the Dodgers, John Barfield with the Rangers. There we go. A Stump Merrill with the Yankees manager card. Gary Gaeta with the Twins. Paul Gibson with the Tigers. Delino DeShields with the Expos Gold Cup card. Pat Tabler with the Mets. Julio Machado with the Brewers. Kevin Mass with the Yankees. Scott Bankhead with the Seattle Mariners. There we go. Doug DeCenso with the Cubs. Vincent Palacios with the Pirates. Dickie Thon with the Phillies. George Brett with the Blue Jays. Zane Smith with the Pirates. Charlie O'Brien with the Mets. Frank's Card Corner. Jeff Ennis back-to-back Mets. Gene Braggs with the Reds. Greg Swindell with the Indians. Craig Drabek with the White Sox. John Burkett with the Giants. Craig Lefferts with the Padres. Juan Berlinger with the Twins. And Wade Boggs with the Red Sox. Second part to the fifth stack. To the next section. Scooch these up a little bit. Neil Heaton with the Pirates. Bill Schroeder with the Angels. Lenny Harris with the Dodgers. Kevin Appier with the Royals Gold Cup card. Walt Weiss with the Athletics. Doing a slide and a dive there. Charlie LeBrant with the Braves. Todd Hundley with the Mets. Brian Holman with the Seattle Mariners. Tom Trebelhorn with the Brewers manager card. Dave Steep with the Blue Jays. Robin Ventura with the White Sox Gold Cup card. Steve Frey with the Expos. Dwight Smith with the Cubs. Steve Burchell with the Rangers. Ken Griffey Sr. with the Seattle Mariners. Charles Nagy with the Indians. Dennis Cook with the Dodgers. Tim Hewlett with the Orioles. Chet Lemon with the Tigers. Howard Johnson with the Mets. Mike Lieberthal with the Phillies, first round draft pick. Kirk Manwaring with the Giants. Kurt Young with the Athletics. Phil Plantier with the Red Sox. And Teddy Higuera with the Brewers. Rounds out our third part of the fifth stack. All right. So we've got Glenn Wilson with the Astros. Mike Fetters with the Angels. Kurt Stillwell with the Royals. Bob Patterson with the Pirates. Dave Magadan with the Mets. And then we've got Eddie Whitson with the Padres. Tino Martinez with the Seattle Mariners. Tino going to town. Mike Alderetta with the Expos. Dave LaPointe with the Yankees. Terry Pendleton with the Cardinals. Tommy Green with the Phillies. Rafael Belliard with the Pirates. Jeff Manto with the Indians. Bobby Valentine with the Rangers manager card. Kurt Gibson with the Dodgers. Kurt Miller with the Pirates. Ernie Witt with the Braves. Jose Rijo with the Reds. Chris James with the Indians. Charlie Ho with the Rangers. MLB flatly rejects the 114 game season. Oh boy. So they're not coming to any agreements here, guys and gals, for the baseball season. Marty Barrett with the Red Sox. Ben McDonald with the Orioles. Mark Salas with the Tigers. Malito Perez with the White Sox. And Will Clark with the Giants. Rounds out our fourth part to the fifth stack. Wrong way, blown off. Had it right the first time. Let me kind of scooch some of this stuff over here. Let me move that there. I'm gonna just scooch these over a little bit. Oh my word! Hold on, I'm messing up the stacks here. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, Papa J. You fell down there. Let me put Papa J back in there. And then this is 792. Okay. I knew that was maybe going to happen when I tried to move the stacks a little bit. You always don't push something the right way. There's the first stack. Second or third part. Second part and first part. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. We need Donald as commissioner. All right, let me pop up in the chat real quick before I go into this. He played most of his career with the White Sox. Third year card is his rookie career with the White Sox. Third year card, his rookie was 89. Harold Reynolds, another Christian ball player. There we go. Wife is almost home and I've got to help carry the goods. See you on the lives. No problem there, Steven's Cards. I do the same thing when, usually it's later in the afternoon when my wife goes to the grocery store. Later, Steven. See you, Chuck. Oh, did Chuck leave too? Kenny Rogers, I love his chicken. We need Donald as commissioner of baseball. There we go. Then we can work on getting baseball back online here. Let me refresh the chat and continue on with the set. Okay, we got Mike Bilecki, Mike Bilecki with the Cubs, Carney Lansford with the Athletics, Roy Smith with the Twins, Julio Valero with the Mets, Chuck Finley with the Angels, Darryl Coles with the Tigers, Steve Jeltz with the Royals, Mike York with the Pirates, Glenn Allen Hill with the Blue Jays, John Franco with the Mets, Steve Balboni with the Yankees, Jose Mesa with the Orioles, Gerald Clark with the Padres, Kevin's channel, Mike Stanton with the Braves, Alvin Davis with the Seattle Mariners, Carl Rhodes with the Astros, Joe Oliver with the Reds, Chris Carpenter with the Cardinals, Sparky Anderson with the Tigers manager card, Mark Grace with the Cubs, Joe Urshela with the Orioles, Stan Belinda with the Pirates, Rodney McRae with the White Sox, Daryl, it says Ackerfelds with the Phillies, shout out Dearman 2019, and Willie Randolph with the Athletics. Take care of the first part of our sixth stack. Fill in the box up here as we continue through. Moises Alou with the Expos. Checklist number 4. Denny Martinez with the Expos. All right, mail call. No, I just got a notification. I got a package delivered. Mark Newfield with the Mariners. What do we got here? Roger Clemens with the Red Sox. That's a cool looking strikeout card there. Leaning against the scoreboard. Nowadays, this type of shot would probably be like a short print, but this is just a normal card in the set back in the day. Cool looking card. I like that one. I like the style of standing there in front of the scoreboard. All right. Dave Rode with the Astros. Kirk McCaskill with the Angels. Attaby McDowell with the Braves. Mike Jackson with the Seattle Mariners. Ruben Sierra with the Rangers. Mike Witt with the Yankees. Jose Lind. And then I got another one delivered in at the mailbox. So I got 2 packages today. See which ones are family mail call or something that the wife or daughter ordered. Jose Lind with the Pirates. Bip Roberts with the Padres. Shout out to Kevin. Scott Terry with the Cardinals. Shout out to Robert Owen. George Brett with the Royals. Domingo Ramos with the Cubs. Bob Murphy with the Red Sox. Ethan Zelvis covers and more. Junior Felix with the Blue Jays. Alejandro Pena with the Mets. Dale Murphy with the Phillies. Dearman 2019. Jeff Ballard with the Orioles. Hubert Trickshots. Mike Pagliarulo with the Padres. Kevin. Jamie Navarro with the Brewers. John McNamara with the Cleveland Indians. Robert Hone. And Eric Davis with the Cincinnati Reds. Is our second part to the 6th stack. Sorry, I got to reach farther over as the box is getting fuller. All right, so we've got Bob Kipper with the Pirates. Jeff Hamilton with the Dodgers. Joe Klink with the Athletics. Brian Harper with the Twins. Turner Ward with the Indians. Gary Ward with the Tigers. Wally Whitehurst with the Mets. Frank Scarcorner. Otis Nixon with the Expos. Adam Peterson with the White Sox. Greg Smith with the Cubs. Tim McNewish with the Brewers. Jeff Kunkel with the Rangers. Brent Nackert with the Seattle Mariners. Never heard of that guy. Probably didn't stay with the Mariners too long. Dante Bichette. That's Bo Bichette's dad. Ooh. No, he played for, I guess his rookie card was earlier, but he did go back in 89, back to Edmonton, and then back to the Angels again in 1990. But Dante Bichette is Bo Bichette's dad. Craig Biggio, there we go, with the Astros. Craig Wilson with the Cardinals. Dwayne Henry with the Braves. Ron Karkovich with the White Sox. Kurt Schilling with the Orioles. Barry Bonds with the Pirates. Pat Combs with the Phillies. Dearman 2019. Dave Henderson with the Giants. Rich Rodriguez with the Padres. Kevin's card collecting. John Marzano. Ethan Zelvis covers and more. Robin Yount with the Brewers rounds out the 3rd part of the 6th stack. And part number 4 of stack number 6 is Jeff Razor with the Indians, Bill Duran with the Reds, Dave West with the Twins, MP and MC Fox out in Florida, Roger Craig with the Giants manager card, Dave Stewart with the Athletics, Luis Quinones with the Reds, Marty Clary with the Braves, SSP, Tony Phillips with the Tigers, Kevin Brown with the Rangers, 3 card collectors, Pete O'Brien with the Seattle Mariners. Fred Lynn with the Padres. Kevin's card collecting. Or Kevin's Ministries and more. Oh, we got a future star card here with Jose Offerman with the Dodgers. Mark Whitten with the Blue Jays. Scott Ruskin with the Expos. Eddie Murray with the Dodgers. Shout out to Jose. Ken Hill with the Cardinals. B.J. Surhoff with the Brewers. Mike Walker with the Indians. Rich Garcias with the Twins. MP and MC Fox future star card there. Bill Landrum with the Pirates. Jerry Don Gleaton with the Tigers. Sam Horn with the Orioles. Greg Myers with the Blue Jays. And Bo Jackson. There we go, Bo Jackson with the Kansas City Royals. That rounds out that 6th stack there. Okay. Let me see if I can organize the box here a bit. Sorry, when you get to the end of the last 2 stacks, they barely fit back in the box, so I just have to adjust things there. Let me get into stack number 7 here. Then we'll be getting close to wrapping up for today. Boom, there's part 4. Part 3. Part 2 and part 1. Pretty good pick on that group. All right, Bob Ojeda with the Mets. Casey Candelli with the Astros. Wes Chamberlain with the Phillies. Billy Hatcher with the Reds. Jeff Reardon with the Red Sox. Jim Gott with the Dodgers. Edgar Martinez with the Seattle Mariners. Todd Burns with the Athletics. Jeff Torborg with the White Sox manager card. Andres Galarga with the Expos. Dave Eland with the Yankees. Steve Loines with the White Sox. Eric Show with the Padres. Luis Salazar with the Cubs. Bert Blyleven with the Angels. Todd Zeal with the Cardinals. Bill Wegman with the Brewers. Sil Campasano with the Phillies. David Wells with the Blue Jays. Ozzie Guillén with the White Sox. Ted Power with the Pirates. Jack Dougherty with the Rangers. Jeff Blauser with the Braves. Tim Candiotti with the Indians. And Terry Steinbach with the Oakland Athletics. Our first part to the 7th stack. All right, part number 2 of stack number 7. Gerald Young with the Astros. Tim Layana with the Reds. Craig Litton with the Giants. Wes Gardner with the Red Sox. Dave Winfield with the Angels. Mike Morgan with the Dodgers. Lloyd Mosby with the Tigers. Kevin Tapani with the Twins. Henry Cotto with the Seattle Mariners. Andy Hawkins with the Yankees. Geronimo Pena with the Cardinals. Bruce Ruffin with the Phillies. Mike McFarland with the Royals. Frank Robinson with the Orioles manager. Andre Dawson with the Cubs. Mike Henman with the Tigers. Hal Morris with the Reds Gold Cup card. Jim Presley with the Braves. Chuck Krim with the Brewers. Juan Samuel with the Dodgers. Andujar Cedeno with the Astros. Mark Portugal with the Astros. Lee Stevens with the Angels. Bill Sampson with the Expos. And Jack Clark with the Padres. Right. Part number 3 of stack number 7. Box is starting to get pretty full. All right. Alan Mills with the Yankees. Kevin Romine with the Red Sox. Anthony Telford with the Orioles. Paul Soriano with the Twins. Eric Hansen with the Seattle Mariners. Checklist number 5. Mike Kingery with the Giants. Scott Aldred with the Tigers. Oscar Azokar with the Yankees. Lee Smith with the Cardinals. Steve Lake with the Phillies. Rob Dibble with the Reds. Greg Brock with the Brewers. John Farrell with the Indians. Mike Lavalier with the Pirates. Danny Darwin with the Astros. Who's it? Oh, Kent Anderson with the Angels. It was getting a little fuzzy on me there. Bill Long with the Cubs. Lou Piniello, Reds manager back in the day. Rickey Henderson with the Athletics. Andy McGafkin with the Royals. There we go with Shane Mack with the Twins. Greg Olson with the Braves. Kevin Gross with the Expos. And Tom Bernowski with the Red Sox. Okay, on to the last part of stack number 7. Almost finished up here, almost noon. Scott Champanero with the Tigers, or with the Rangers. Billy Rip, Mark Davidson with the Astros. Bill Bay. Bill Bade with the Giants. David Cohn with the Mets. Jeff Schaefer with the Seattle Mariners. Ray Langford with the Cardinals. Derek Lindquist with the Padres. Milt Collier with the Tigers. Doug Drabek with the Pirates. Mike Allegro with the Athletics. John Cerruti with the Blue Jays. Rosario Rodriguez with the Reds. John Kruk with the Phillies. Oral Hershiser with the Dodgers. Mike Blowers with the Yankees. Efrain Valdez with the Indians. Francisco Cabrera with the Braves. Randy Vers with the Brewers. Kevin Seitzer with the Royals. Steve Olin with the Indians. Sean Abner with the Padres. Mark Guthrie with the Twins. Jim Lefebvre with the Mariners, Seattle Mariners manager. And Jose Canseco with the Athletics. I think I need new glasses soon. No, I just got to look at the screen right. All right, that ends the last part of our 7th stack. On to the last part of... Oh, there we go. Get these ready for the last part of our stream here for today. Tomorrow we will have a baseball biography. All right, come on. Really? There we go. Boom, bitty, boom. And now we got to get our first stack. Oh, perfect pull there. Or separation. All right, our last part to the stream here. All right, Pascal Perez with the Yankees. Tim Neri with the Red Sox. Ethan's Elvis Covers and more. Astros, Juan Augusto. Astros McGee. Devin White with the Angels. Bobby Thompson with the Giants. Brad Arnsberg with the Rangers. 3-card collectors. Jim Eisenrick with the Royals. John Mitchell with the Baltimore Orioles. Shout out to Huber's Trick Shots. Matt Cenaro with the Seattle Mariners. Kent Herbeck with the Minnesota Twins. MP and MC Fox in Florida. Phillies. Dearman 2019. Scott Scudder with the Reds. Marvell Wynn with the Cubs. Tim Burke with the Expos. Bob Guerin with the Yankees, Phil Bradley with the White Sox, Steve Crawford with the Royals, Keith Miller with the Mets, Cecil Fielder with the Tigers, Mark Lee with the Brewers, Wally Backman with the Pirates, Candy Maldonado with the Indians, David Segui with the Orioles, Huber Strickshots, and Ron Gant with the Braves. SSP. Right, first part of stack number 8. And then let's see here. We got Phil Stevenson with the Padres, Mookie Wilson with the Blue Jays, Scott Anderson with the Athletics, Don Zimmer with the Cubs manager, Barry Larkin with the Reds, Jeff Gray with the Red Sox, Franklin Stubbs with the Astros, Kelly Downs with the Giants, John Russell with the Rangers, Ron Darling with the Mets, Dick Schofield with the Angels, Tim Cruz with the Dodgers, Mel Hall with the Yankees, Russ Swan with the Seattle Mariners, Ryan Sandberg with the Chicago Cubs, Jimmy Keat with the Blue Jays, Tommy Gregg with the Braves, Bryn Smith with the Cardinals, Nelson Santovina with the Expos, Doug Jones with the Indians, Ron Shelby with the Tigers, Tony Fasas with the Brewers, Al Newman with the Twins, Greg Harris with the Padres, and Bobby Bonilla with the Pirates. Right? First half of our 8th stack, part number 3 of stack number 8. Wayne Edwards with the White Sox, Kevin Bass with the Giants, Paul Marak with the Braves, Bill Pacoda with the Royals, Mark Langston with the Angels, Jeff Hewson with the Rangers Gold Cup card, Mark Gardner with the Expos, Mike Devereaux with the Orioles, Bobby Cox with the Braves manager, Benny Santiago with the Padres, Larry Henderson with the Red Sox, Mitch Webster with the Indians, Dana Kiker with the Red Sox, Mark Carrion with the Mets. Oh my word, I must be getting sleepy eye here. Shawan Dunston with the Cubs, Jeff Robinson with the Tigers, Dan Wilson with the Reds, Don Paul with the White Sox, Tim Sherrill with the Cardinals, Jay Howell with the Dodgers, Gary Redu with the Pirates, Kent Merker with the Braves, Tom Foley with the Expos, Dennis Rasmussen with the Padres, and Julio Franco with the Rangers. Getting into our last stack in the chat. In the set, not the chat. Ooh. Yep, I'm going to have to straighten that up to try and fit in these last few cards there. Trent Maine with the Royals, John Candelaria with the Blue Jays, Danny Gladden with the Twins, Carmelo Martinez with the Pirates. Shout out to Eric and John Jabs. Randy Myers with the Reds, Darrell Hamilton with the Brewers, Jim DeShales with the Astros, McGee, Joel Skinner with the Indians, Robert Hone, Willie Frazier with the Angels, Scott Fletcher with the White Sox, Eric Plunk with the Yankees, checklist number 6, Bob Malachy with the Orioles, Huber's Trick Shots, Tom Lasorda with the Dodgers manager for Jose, Ken Griffey Jr. Card number 790. I remember this one for sure. This is his third year card. All right. Ken Griffey Jr. with the Seattle Mariners. All right. Mike Benjamin with the Giants. And Mike Greenwell with the Boston Red Sox. Shout out to Ethan's Elvis Covers and More for his Boston Red Sox. So that ties everything up for us there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me see if I can squeeze the rest of these cards into the box here real quickly, and then put it up in front of the stream here. I gotta kind of, there, I think I can squeeze, yep, I can squeeze that in there. It's definitely a tight squeeze, but all the cards are back in the box. Just as I opened them and set them up for prior to the stream, you close the box, put it on the back of the break table here so you guys can see this was our 1991 Topps complete baseball card set. That was very cool. Cards in my car with our Posada. That was cool that you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. No problem there. No problem there. It looks like my chat on my phone has locked up. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see me. Got my baseball cap on, another different older style Mariners baseball cap. Along with everything else in the stream, I am wearing my Topps baseball card t-shirt. You can even tell it's starting to get old. I've been wearing it out. I think I washed it in the washing machine once and forgot to turn it inside out. But other than that, so I'm going to wrap things up. Hopefully we'll have a mail call package tomorrow. I'll check my business mailbox today too, see if anything came in there. And so without further ado, I am getting things ready for our sale. I do have a bunch of cards lined up so far. Let me turn the camera around here and I'll show you my box here. All my table over here, ready to be displayed and put for sale on Saturday. So other than that, we will have a baseball player biography tomorrow in our Thursday stream. We will have our Hall of Fame Friday. Our Hall of Fame Friday will include, let me get over to that tab really quick here. We will have more Hall of Famers this week. We will have 7 Hall of Famers for this Friday. It'll be Luke Appling, Red Faber, Burley Grimes, Miller Huggins, Tim Keefe, Iny Musial, and John Ward will be our 5 Hall of Famers for Hall of Fame Friday. So other than that, I can't really think of anything else to touch base on for today. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week. We will see you guys later in the channel, that's for sure. So this has been Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Veterans, Sports Cards and Collectibles, having been live to you from Arlington, Washington. And we will see you guys tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, on my channel. And hopefully you guys have a great and wonderful week ahead of you. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as I continue my week of live streams and continue on through my scheduled episodes. So you guys have a great, wonderful day. Cards in my car with our Posada. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. Peace, heart. All right, Chuck Dupree says, see everyone later in the channels. Thank you. That was cool, Donald. And then I like Trent's comment he made earlier. We need Donald as commissioner of baseball. There we go. All right, so you guys have a great and wonderful day. We will see you guys around the channels, and I'll probably have to pop back in real quick. I don't think my phone will end the stream properly, so I'll have to restart it and pop back in for a few more seconds. We'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Have a great and wonderful week. Until tomorrow.